Well, it is Friday, the 17th of March, and as always on a Friday, we race in Gqeberha, and this time we're racing on the turf track on Friday, the 17th of March, where there are 8 races carded, and the first race will take place at 12:25, and it is a work riders maiden plate for fillies and mares over 1,000 meters, and always a pleasure chatting to our expert analyst down in Gqeberha, who is none other than Grant. And we've been having a nice chat off air, and Grant's in good spirits. And looking forward to this card. Grant, you tell me that you are expecting a tailwind tomorrow.
Yeah, these morning punters here. Tailwind tomorrow, east wind blowing, and hot temperatures, 30 degrees. So it's going to be, sounds like a good day of racing. We've had 2 days of a little bit of rain, so the course should be in very, very good nick for tomorrow.
Course should be in good nick, and racing fans, all the best. Let's hope we can get off to a good start. Race number 1, Grant. It's a work riders race, and I'll tell you how they're betting. Single figures, number 1 at 7-2, and only one other horse in single figures. In fact, deep in the red, number 13, Esther, at 7-10. This horse is at 7-10, Grant, in a work riders race. Is that the right price?
Yes, I see it opened up even money and shortened into 7-10. Her first time out here, they had a massive dip on her as well, from 10-1 to 33-10, and she was very unlucky. Went down ahead. Jockey got himself a suspension. In a quick time, I think it was 68-44. These work riders, it's pretty much jump and go. She was in front, so she hasn't got an issue with pace. She's a very, very big filly, daughter of Kurari. Hasn't got the best of legs, but I think she'll be far too strong for this lot. It always is difficult to bank her in the bipod first leg, especially in a work rider, so maybe cover up if they do want to not bank her, cover up with the one which comes out of a bit of Cape Town form, 105th Avenue. The work rider does, he works for Tori. He's not a bad rider at all. He's won a couple of these races. So if you're not going to bank at the 13, just add the 1.
1 and 13 look to be the principles here as the market got it, and hopefully it turns out to be a form result here. Race number 1. We move along to the place accumulator, which starts up in race number 2 over 1,200 meters. A lot of unknowns here with the first timers. They're betting like this. Brought to you by Hollywoodbets. Number 2, Bridgetown, has found anti-post betting support, 9-2 into 7-2. We then move along to number 2 at 8-1. Number 5 is at 33-10. 10's at 7-1. And then the top one is horse number 12, Back for More, at 18-10, who is an Alamite strike, considering the horse won Alamite Bar Shoes in front, I think, last time out, the daughter of Global View. How are we playing the first leg of the PA? How many horses?
2. A lot of talk for the number 2 horse here, Briggertown. A lot of talk there. Early talk in the week as well, from about Tuesday onwards. So you got to respect. Gavin Smith's had an excellent season with his babies so far. I know it's bred over staying grounds, but he seems to get them to go any trip. Back for More, good first run here. She got left, then chased up there and just emptied out the last little bit. So she jumps on term. She's got to be a bit of a runner. But those two will get you through bipods and PAs. And if you do want to go a little bit bigger, this horse Single File is putting up very good work at home. He might just be a little bit on the green side, but I'm going with the 2 from the 12 and 10.
Well, Grant's got his ear on the ground, and he says Briggertown number 2, there's talk, early talk, and there's betting, anti-post betting to match. So numbers 2 and 12, and if you include one more, number 10, Single File. That's race number 2. On to the big one, the pick 6, 13:30. It's over 1,400 meters. It's a maiden plate. Now, very interesting the way they're betting here. Number 1, Law Court, 18-10, and 2, Bournemouth at 22-10. Both horses debuting in Gqeberha. Then we move along to number 4, Uncle George, at 7-1. And it's pretty much 10-1 and better the balance. These 2 horses debuting, and I don't know how confident we can be with 2 horses that are basically unknowns in PE.
Yeah, these. What I can tell you is I know the one horse Law Court, Lunga fancies it quite strongly. She's been doing up very good work. He has been to PE before. He actually started his career where he had one run, he ran fourth first time out at a big price. So I know that he's fairly strongly fancied. And then Bournemouth, 5 lengths off them in Cape Town is normally good enough to be very competitive. Yeah, and they've got Richard up first time as well. Unfortunately, a bit of a bad draw. But as I say, it's a very limited field. This horse, Uncle George, has one run that stands out at 3.3 lengths to Sherry Anu, who's won 3 in a row. But he has got issues at the pens and needs to behave himself there to be competitive. Tricky kind of race if you're looking past the 1 and the 2 Ds. I can tell you the number 7, Hot Ice, will definitely improve. He's having his 3rd run since having a gelding operation. And what I've seen on his work, he really has improved a hell of a lot at home. The 1 and 2, you got to take of what you see on paper. But if you need to go any further, which I think you might have to, the 4 and 7.
Yeah, this race really scares me. I think if we don't get 1 and 2 winning here, you could get any type of result. And of course, number 4, Uncle George, who's got some form to recommend. And just from my side, and I haven't done it officially on air, yeah, well done to Lunga Gila, who had his first winner. And we wish him all the best as a trainer down in Kabeja. Race number 4 is over 1,600 meters. It's a Pinnacle Stakes. And usually we go to the best weighted column. But let's have a look at the betting. Number 1, Mount Anderson, and number 2, Ferrari Ice. The fixed odds betting market can't split them. They're both at 33-10. Number 3, Safari Blue at 9-2. 4, Bold Resolve at 9-2. 5, Tarantino at 11-2. And then it is number 9, I see at 7-1. It's 10-1 and better the balance. The best weighted column, well, it is topped by Mount Anderson, followed by Ferrari Ice, and then the likes of Safari Blue, London, and Bold Resolve. Okay. I don't know how we're going to play it here, but the place accumulator, I'm looking at numbers 1 and 2, but the pick 6, I'm going to go numbers 1 through to 5. Am I reading the race correctly?
Yeah, you've got it spot on. These on your pick 6 numbers 1 through to 5. Place accumulator. I've ended actually bank at Mount Anderson. I see he's £5 clear on the best weighted. Loves these conditions. We've had a bit of rain. He won so well in the soft last time out came from last to beat this pretty much the similar field. He's at the same weight conditions. He's in a good space back home, so yeah, definite big runner. I can't see him missing the first through for the place accumulator, but the pick 6 numbers 1 through to 5 will get you through.
Yeah, I think we read the race the same way, and I think 1 and 2 are obvious inclusions there, and the best weighted column is a guide with regards to possibly the outcome of race number 4. Race number 5 is a fillies and mares 68 handicap. It's over 1,600 meters. Let me tell you how they're betting here. Brought to you by Hollywoodbets. Number 1, 7-2. 2 at 33-10. 3 at 9-2. 4 at 9-2. 5 at 11-2. 6 at 8-1. Other horses in single figures. 7 Silvery Blue 9-2 and 8 Duchess Brunette at 7-1. Am I missing anything else? Yes, I am. Number 16, Kevian Skara as 11-2. Grant, I'm going to give you 2 numbers here that I like, and I'm hoping that the inclusions of yours. I'm going with the one that's drawn pole position and the one that's going to jump 16 out of 16, numbers 7 and 8.
Silvery Blue, Duchess, Bernadette. Yeah, no, we got it. They definitely inclusions, these. But I found a horse here. I don't know. I'm battling to understand how they bet this race the way they did. This horse, Cavian's Cara, number 16.
Yes.
The last time this horse met against Hazy Crazy Night, it ran 2.25 in front of Double Destiny, in front of Hazy Crazy Night in the Double Destiny race. It's 9 kilos better off with the beating of Hazy Crazy Night. Yet it is 11-2 and Hazy Crazy Night is at 3-1. I don't understand how they do it. I'm very much in the camp of the 16 Cavian's Cara from a good draw with a low weight, holding solid form. I think Silvery Blue is a big runner, now going the right trip over the mile, having a 3rd run here. Duchess Bernadette knows how to win from bad draws, so don't let that throw you off. So she'll be there. And obviously, and this horse, Alaskan Fate, goes very well for Jose Ramzam, and definitely course and distance, loves this trip, loves the track. I think she's won 4 over the course and distance. Also got to be in the play. And then Hazy Crazy Night, which I can't see Hazy Crazy Night running in front of Cavian's Cara. So Cavian's Cara for me, you need in the pick 6, 1, 3, 7, 8, and 16.
1, 3, 7, 8, and 16, and Grant really liking horse number 16, Cavian's Cara. Just a comment on Visu's Magic that gave Lunga his first winner. You think we can pass this one by? Just leaves too much to do at the business end.
Yeah, Deez, listen, she won a very good race first time out here on the Poly. Unfortunately, he ran her 10 days later, and now another 7 days later. Maybe a little bit too much for that girl. She's got 61 on her back. Maybe wait for her to get back on the Poly where she's done her best.
Some nice value there, number 16, Cavian's Cara in race number 5. Now, race number 6 is 1,800 meters. It's the Oaks Plate, and with all due respect to the field, they're all taking up their positions, but the best weighted column says it all. And if you have to have a look at it, number 1 is at 9 to 10, 2 at 11 to 2. 3 has attracted some anti-post betting support here. Grant Tyra Lang's runner, Chronicles of Narnia, from 5 to 1 into 4 to 1, 4 at 7 to 1, and then 8 at 8 to 1. You know, just having a look at the way the handicapper has given these horses their mark, one would think if they run to that mark, this horse, Ikuria, number 1, Gavin Smith's runner, I mean, she's 6.5 kgs better off with the next best weighted. I mean, that tells a story, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely, Deez. You know, I was very skeptical last time out over the Guineas. I didn't think she'd stay the mile, but Gavin's got her, they got her to settle. She settled near the back of the field, and she ran past them in the hands. She's giving weight away, there's no doubt. That's why they've backed that horse Chronicles of Narnia off that Carbonado run when there was only 2 kilos difference. There's now 4, and that was for a 0.45 beating. So that's got to be in the race. She's been running on the whole time. She'll enjoy the step up to the 1,800. But I think they've got a spot on you. I think Ikoria will win and win well. Probably a banker in everything, and Chronicles of Narnia to chase her home, Deez.
If you're looking for cover, Grant's picked up the same horse, and I like his thinking on that last start with the weight differential. So numbers 1 and 3 possibly, the cover number 3, but number 1, no doubt, the horse to beat. We move along to the 7th race. It's the East Cape Fillies Nursery. It's a listed race over 1,200 meters. I'll tell you how they're betting. Number 1, 9 to 2, 2 at 9 to 2. They got number 4, Lunar Halo, at even money. And then number 6, Sideli at 7 to 2, and 8 is at 7 to 1. Or Sidley, I don't know how you pronounce that. Sidley, maybe Justin Snake's runner. Now, on a line to the Charleston, you know, just having a look at Charleston as possibly the line horse, then number 4, Lunar Halo, I think will have this visitor beat, just on a line to Charleston. But you know what, that last start, so when they traveled this horse down, I think it was Derby Day in that Bloodstock South Africa Sales Cup. Obviously, she qualified for the race, and she wasn't disgraced in that race down in Cape Town. And on that run, she's possibly the right horse here. Although, as you've come to know as a trainer and observing races all around the country and all around the world, these juveniles are very unpredictable.
Yeah, Deez, very, very unpredictable. She had a hell of a good run in Cape Town. She was drawn on the wrong side of the course. Everything was winning up the inside. She was drawn up the outside. They even put the money down in that feature. So she was back 5 to 1 to 7 to 2. Very decent filly. She absolutely trotted up here first time out. She beat Paris last comfortably by 5 1/4. But Gavin Smith will have a line. And I watched this filly Idito win first time out, and she was in first gear. She went out. She's obviously going to go a hell of a lot further than this 1,200, but she will enjoy it. Big daughter of Visionaire, massive runner. I make it between the two of them, the 4 and the 2. Heidelite has been off a while. She might just need that comeback run. And I was also impressed with the way Marshmallow won last time out. She could be an improver. As you say, Sidley's probably held by the favourite, Luna Halo. But I think Luna Halo and Idito will fight this one out.
So numbers 2 and 4, I think Grant has managed to narrow that down with some good cover there for Gavin Smith's run. If Luna Halo gets beat, in the pick six. I promise you, at even money and 11-2 into 9-2 Adita, that's the anti-post betting support. I think you'll drop tickets here with Luna Hela because she will have the majority of the tickets if you are still running in the pick six. So good cover there with Gavin Smith's runner Adita. Race number 8 over 1,400 meters. It's a merit-weighted 68 handicap grant. I'll tell you how they're betting here, and then I'm going to declare my numbers because I think that this race, you're either going to go for a form line between Cherry Anu or you're going to go blank. But I am going with number 2 is at 6-1. Number 7, Brendan James, is at 5-1. 8-1, numbers 8, 9. Then 10, Chariot Master, is at 6-1. 11, Pedro at 8-1. And 12, Gunsmoke at 7-1. Of course, that Cherry Anu form line, the Cherry Anu remaining unbeaten. Wow, 3 from 3 now, Grant. We were skeptical last time out we did the show, but winning again and now unbeaten, Cherry Anu.
Yeah, he's done extremely well. He did it very well to stay in the same division for 2 runs. Normally, unbeaten horses jump up in the merit rating so quickly. But I see that now made him an 80, so he's out of that division. He's been winning and winning well. Gutsy races, hard-knocking races. I still think he probably looks like a horse that's actually going to end up going quite a bit further. But the form lines are there, and there's 2 horses in this race, in Chariot Master and Pedro, that come out of those form lines, and they have to be respected as 2 very good runs.
And this horse, Tuk wasn't too far behind as well. So, if you include 10 and 11, why not include 9 from that form line?
Better on the poly, Hades. He's definitely, he ran on the grass last time out, and not a bad run, but his solid form has been on the poly, and also drawn out at 15. So Manga doesn't normally drop them in. He'll probably want to have it up there. So probably better on the poly.
This was a Gunsmoke, for Tara Lang. That wasn't the worst of debuts in the province. I thought that was a good introduction behind Flinders Range, who comes from the Cherry Anu form line. So, on a collateral form, one can't discount the chances of Gunsmoke.
Yeah, both the Tara Lang horses. This horse, Pedro, just needed his first run here. He's also out of that Cherry Anu form line. Big run. I've got them both in the pick six, the 11 and the 12. This horse, Brendan James, won a very good race last time out. And he's run to much higher ratings than what he's running against here now. He looks well at home. His work is pretty good. But my value bet on the day here, there's also Chariot Master. Unfortunately, they had him a bit too close to the speed from a good draw last time out, and he emptied out a bit early, even though he only got beaten 0.95. They're going to ride him a bit softer this time from the draw, and I think he'll be running hard at them late. So tricky kind of a race. I've gone 5 horses in the pick six in 2, 7, 10, 11, and 12.
2, 7, 10, 11, and 12. I'm happy with that. The only runner that I'd possibly include 2 runners. I respect Grant about number 9, Tuk being better on the poly, but you know what? There wasn't much between those horses, and there I leave out Samanga Kumalo. And this horse, El Romanacci, just before we close, I keep going for this horse in the exotics, but he just runs there or thereabouts, number 4.
Yeah, he's one of those horses, there and thereabouts, but not quite, scaring the scorer at all. He needs to get his form, his winning or placing form back before a person can have a go at him.
I think we've got some good input from Grant for this show. I like his thoughts where he's narrowed down in some of the races. He's played it wide. And Grant, you've given a place accumulator. You just want to go through that quickly?
Yeah, Dees, I'll do that for you. The first leg I've gone 2, 10, and 12. By 1, 2, and 7, by Banker 1, by 1, 7, 8, and 16, by Banker 1, by Banker 4, by 2, 7, and 10 at the back for 108.
I just want to pay you some compliments because I get around within horse racing and everywhere else wherever there's gambling. And the other day I was at a very popular, let's call it center here in Durban. And there was a table on the side of me, and of course they recognized me from the TV, and they came to say hello. But they said, please, give our best to Grant Paddock. He's an absolute star on the show. So there are people watching and listening and following you, Grant.
Thank you very much, Dees. We try our best. It's a difficult game, and where we can help the punters, we do our best, my man.
Thanks a lot to Grant Paddock, and on behalf of the entire team at Gallop TV, Grant Paddock, myself, Dees Diana, and hopefully you find all the winners, make a huge profit, and it turns out to be a wonderful day in Gqeberha, where they race on the turf on Friday, the 17th of March. Until we meet again, you take care. Salani kahle.